Please welcome Shri Rahul Gandhi, the Vice President of AICC and Member of Parliament, Amethi. We've all been waiting anxiously for this moment. But at first, I would like to heartily welcome Rahul ji for taking out the time for this interactive session. I would like to welcome and thank our Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Todon Gogoi sir. We have with us our PCC President, Bhuvaneshwar Kolita sir. We have amongst us Dr. C.P. Joshi and Shri Avinash Pandey. I wish you all the very best for this session. We've been waiting anxiously. As you can see before us, that this interactive session has been organized with the initiative of our Vice President AICC, Shri Rahul Gandhi ji. We have with us Don Bosco University and students from Guwahati University. We have with us online NIT Silchar. We have IIM Shillong. We have NIT Agartala and Rajiv Gandhi National Institute for Youth Development, Shri Perembudurpur. I would welcome you all and thank you all for taking part in this session. We also have with us student from Cotton University. Thank you all for being here. Rahul ji, we welcome you. These students have been anxiously waiting, preparing since last night for this interactive session. I would like to say that India is a young country, but we have 234 million youngsters between the age of 15 and 24. And I think that poses a challenge to us. Challenge to us specifically in the sector of higher education. We have to give these minds not just education in terms of quantity, but in terms of quality, which will help us in the process of nation building. Today we have often seen that most policies are made in the parliament. We have seen our elected representatives debate and discuss. But for the first time, we have taken this initiative under the leadership of Shri Rahul ji to bring that debate, to bring that discussion amongst the key stakeholders in the education sector. And those are the students. You kids, you young boys and girls who are the potential beneficiary of the education system. We are all primarily here from Northeast India. And Northeast India faces problems which are unique. There are issues of connectivity. There are issues of inadequate infrastructure. There are issues of the huge imbalance between supply and demand. This is our opportunity to speak to a young leader. And I can see everybody smiling and eager, so I'm going to cut myself very short. But this is our opportunity, the opportunity we never get, because it all happens in the parliament. But Rahul ji has made it possible for you to have a say today. We hope that we come up with a broad consensus with view to the future roadmap. Thank you, Rahul ji. I would request you to initiate the discussion.
CM Saab can do that, and then I'll okay. Listen a little while.
Okay. I would request Honorable Chief Minister, Shri Todon Gogoi sir, to address the students.
Our beloved leader, Sir Rahul Gandhi ji, General Secretary, Dr. Joshi ji, Avinash Pandey ji, Bhuvaneshwar Kolita Dangaria, Vice Chancellor, professors, and my dear student. It is a great pleasure for all of us to welcome Rahul ji He is very keen for the future of the young boys and girls, because you are the future of the country, you are the future of the builder of the country. And he wants to empower everybody. He empower student, he wants to empower the Kisan, he wants to empower to everybody. By empowering you, he wants to build a new India, which is most progressive, which is most developed, and he wants our boys and girls to compete in the world affairs in every sphere. And the purpose of his interaction, to know your aspirations. What is you aspire? What type of India you want to build? What type of leader you want to be? What type of policy to be built? So that your future will be bright, the country's future will be bright. I don't like to take much of your time. I leave it to you. You ask any question, whatever you like, once. Free, frank, no hesitations. We want our boys and girls to be brave. Ask any questions. Don't worry about embarrassment. Open up your mind. Thank you very much.
Rahulji, how, I think they know more. Would you like to initiate the discussion? Okay. Now, I would request all of you, if you could start the interaction with Rahulji, if anybody would like to
Please
start.
raise your hands, those who want to interact.
Please give the microphone to that boy. Yeah. Niche. Wait, Shanaz. Come.
Good morning, Rahulji. So my question for you is that since we are engineers, we are engineering students. So HRD ministry reports suggest that in India, every year 18 lakh engineers graduate, but only 2 lakh of them are getting jobs. What if you become the future Prime Minister? What initiatives will you take to accommodate those remaining engineers? And moreover, in Northeast, we are getting ample opportunities. It is a God-gifted land. Resources from coal, petroleum, tea, everything is there. But still, we have to go for Hyderabad, Bangalore, Mumbai, and other places in search of jobs. Though it is a God-gifted land, but still there are lack of manufacturing bases. What scopes, what new ideas, what initiatives will you take to ensure jobs for the people of Northeast?
So should I wanted to listen to you for a little while, but as you've asked me a question, I might as well come here and start talking. Before I answer your question, I'd like to say 2-3 things. First of all, thank you all for coming here. Some of you have seats here and some of you unfortunately have not got seats, but I'd like to welcome all of you. Is this mic working? So you asked a very interesting question. India's produced, you can sit, relax. First of all, please don't call me Rahulji, call me Rahul, it makes me more comfortable. I feel slightly younger than I am. So, you're students and you should have answers to some of these questions. I'll help you along. Why do you think India isn't producing the type of manufacturing jobs, the number of manufacturing jobs that it should be, number one? Number two, why do you think engineers like yourself, lots of them, end up abroad? Go to the United States, go to the United Kingdom. Why do you think that happens? And why do you think we're not producing the number of jobs that we should be producing?
You see, in India, in Assam also, engineers, we might get jobs, there's no doubt. We might, but terrorism, many problems are there. You see, NHPC, people will come to NHPC, they will be kidnapped. Like this, So that's why people, they think about their safety also. It is not like that we are getting jobs, but we only concern for money. No, they think for their life also. So they are getting, they're going abroad, they are getting their good jobs, good money, everything.
Yeah. Do you think that's an answer?
Almost.
No, I asked a specific question. Why are we not producing large numbers of manufacturing jobs? But what do you think is the reason why we're not producing large numbers of jobs? We need to employ youngsters, we need to employ engineers, we need to employ people who are not engineers. And to employ them, we need a large manufacturing base. And for some reason, we are not producing the same number of manufacturing jobs as, say, China is. Most of the things that you buy, that watch is probably made in China, right? So why is it that watch is made in China, and the type of manufacturing jobs that we should produce are not being produced here?
China, if I go to China, then one of the major causes is that the labor cost is too cheap there, China. Because of that, we are getting the things at very low cost. But in India, if I go to the ethics of the history, India is basically an agricultural country, not a scientific study started in India only in the 20th century. But Indians are very fast learners. I guess in 1929 or 30 only Raman got the Nobel Prize. But since we are mainly agricultural people, now also 60% of our people depend on agriculture for their livelihood. So I guess people are very much interested, not much interested in manufacturing jobs. Basis, whereas in China, Japan, etc., they are technical countries. We can see many industries are coming up. Here also industries will come up, but still people, I guess, that's why I'm asking the question. See,
I'll come to the answer, but I want to make you also have a crack at it. Anyway, let's go to somebody else. Is there anyone?
Next.
Can anyone else give a try? Why do you think we don't produce as many manufacturing jobs as China? That's a difficult question. In fact, we can ask the professor.
young lady there.
Huh?
I thought of asking question.
She wants
But
a
let's
new question.
answer this question because it's an important question for the country. And then we'll come to your question. Why do you think, he said that China has low cost of labor. Actually, India also has a low cost of labor. We've got millions of people who work for very little money. We have millions of people doing Narega who are working for 100 rupees a day. That's not much. But for some reason, we are not producing the same number of manufacturing jobs that China is producing. And I'm curious to find out from you, what is that reason? What are those reasons? And I'm sure there are people here who can answer the question for me.
Someone out there? Shenaz?
Maybe there are lots of reasons, as you are saying. But sir, if you see closely, sir, the employment opportunities, the laws we have, the labor-oriented laws, sir. You are saying, sir.
The labor laws?
Labor laws, sir, 100 rupees a day, sir. This is not justice. Yet, sir, if you specifically to answer your question, sir, this is the irony. This is the irony that we are discussing this thing, sir. We are comparing with China, sir. China is producing lots of goods at a very cost-effective price, which we are not. Somewhere down the line, we have to admit, somewhere we are lacking. So,
and my question to you,
sir,
is where?
Sir, maybe the will.
I don't think it's the will. I don't see any shortage of will among the students here, for example. I see each one of you has a lot of will, lot of potential. Somehow,
maybe all are not empowered.
You said labor laws.
Sir,
what about labor laws?
Labor laws are specific. They are very specific. That, sir, if a person is working for this much hours, as specified, then he or she is to get the amount of remuneration. If it is not, then it falls. If it is illegal, or you can say that that this person is that she or he is deprived of his or her remuneration. So, sir, in that process, if we do it, okay, fine. But now the question is that we have to compete with the rest of the world. We have to be also economically sound. So in that case, sir, we have to do something drastic. For example, sir, if you remember the first 5-year plan, India's first 5-year plan was, sir, we based our first 5-year plan on agriculture. Agriculture was the main issue. And later on, after the subsequent 5-year plans, industry was taken. But till now, it's very unfortunate that we haven't. So, sir, as part of geography, history, culture of our country, it's my own personal opinion. Sir, I would like to suggest that as our generations, as our ancestors have flourished, we all know that we were called the golden bird, quote unquote. We were called the golden bird of this world, spice, etc., everything. So, sir, I would like to suggest, my suggestion is that why not, sir? Why not we scope up the potential? SWOT technology, strength, weakness, opportunity, threat. So we have the strength. Agriculture is our strength. Why not we empower? People should be educated. Agricultural university should come. People should be educated in such a way that why not you prosper in agriculture? There are examples like Haryana, Punjab. These people are prospering. They are buying Mercedes, BMWs by producing huge number of agriculture. So why not? So maybe we should not stick. There is no straitjacket formula that for development only you have to, industrialization is only the way. There are other ways also.
We have a lot of young
Sorry.
minds waiting online.
So there may be many reasons, but according to me, the present level of power generation of our country is is lacking.
Okay.
And it's not adequate to give a boom to the manufacturing sector.
Okay.
So
That, by the way, is one element of the answer. So, and that's an important element of the answer. Go on.
So I think we need to, in last 10 to 20 years, we have seen that government is trying to its best to increase the power generation of our country, but we should try for more.
By the way, do you think India is doing badly, or do you think India is doing well in comparison to other countries of the world?
So in comparison to other countries of the world, though our rate of development may not be equal to the developing country, but to all the other developed countries, but there are many unique and specific problem, India specific problem. So there are many countries who don't have to face these problems, but India is facing many internal problems. So these internal problems are resulting in the slowing down of Indian development.
Actually, compared to pretty much every other country in the world, India is doing very well. We're a huge country, so we don't realize how well we are doing. But today, we are the second fastest growing country in the world. We're actually doing much better than the developed countries. But there are issues in India as well that we have to tackle. The question he asked about manufacturing, there are a couple of things. One is what you said. If you want to create large numbers of jobs, you have to have infrastructure that supports those jobs. That means you have to have power. That means you have to have connectivity, roads, bridges, ports, so that you can move this product out. Manufacturing is about products. So once you create the product, once the factory makes a car, that car has to be able to move. It has to be able to go to a port to be exported or go to a city, and it has to move at low cost. So the cost of moving things in India compared to China is very high because our roads are not as good, our ports are not as good, our infrastructure is not as good, first. Second, if you want to build manufacturing, you have to build entrepreneurship. You have to give people like you the ability to create a factory. And in order to build entrepreneurship, we need to give you finance. We need to connect you to a bank. We need to protect you when you fail. For example, in the United States, if you go bankrupt, it is not a shame. It is, he failed once, he's going to try again. Whereas in India, if you go bankrupt, society says, my God, you failed. So a culture of, there is a culture here where failure is seen as a very bad thing. When some of you fail your exams and you go back home, It's seen as a very horrible thing. In fact, you can learn from failure. The best way to learn, and I've seen this in my life and I'm sure many of you have seen it in your life, that you don't actually learn with success. Because when you succeed, everybody claps and you say, oh, what a great person he is. You actually learn from failure. And you have to have an attitude to learn from failure. So these are some of the things that we have to change if we want to actually build large numbers of jobs. To me, the most important thing you have to change is that today, most of our systems, whether they are education systems or they are government systems, they do not serve the end user. So for example, if I ask you about what you study, your input does not go into your curriculum. You're just told, this is the book, please read it. Right? And the more we ask you, what do you want? What do you want to study? What do you want to become? I had a conversation like this some weeks ago with students in Bangalore. And one girl stood up and she said, you know, I'm being forced to study something I don't want to study. My parents are forcing me to study it, then I'm going to have to do that work, and I actually don't want to do that work. Now, do you think she'll do that work well? No way. So, we have to build the education system around you. What do you want to do? You want to become a good social worker. Well, if she wants to become a good social worker, there's no reason she should become an engineer. We should support her to become a good social worker. You want to become an engineer? Well, we should support you to become an engineer. So we have to become much more centric to what our people want. Today, our politicians come, they give a big speech, and then they go home. That's why I wanted to come here. I wanted to chat to you and ask you, what is it that you think is important? What are the type of things that we should be doing so that you're more comfortable? Because at the end of the day, we work for you.
We have online Shri Perembadur, and I think they have a question. Can you hear us?
Rahulji, good morning from Shri Perembadur.
Good morning.
We have the opportunity. This is C.R. Keshavan, the Vice President, and we have the opportunity again because RGNI Shri Perembadur is always fortunate to have a large contingent of Northeast youth. They listened to your speech yesterday in Guwahati. They were very happy when you talked about the Quran, the Gita, and the Guru Granth Sahib, talking about respect to everybody. We've been discussing here for a couple of days. They have some tough questions for you, Rahulji. And I told them you can ask anything you want because he's very open. There is no premeditated answers here. I'm going to pass it on to them, Rahulji, and they will ask you questions.
They are looking very serious.
No, because, Rahulji, because they have some really questions of real gravity for you, sir.
Okay.
1 second.
Just to point out that Shri Perembadur has made an effort to get a lot of students from Northeast on this show.
Please introduce yourself to Rahulji and ask.
Thank you, sir. Good morning, sir. I am Chanu Yaipabi from Manipur. I am pursuing Master in Local Governance at RGNYD. Sir, only after coming here, Sri Perembadur, I have attended, celebrated Independence Day and Republic Day, and I have chance to sing Nation Anthem like Jana Gana Mana also. When I was in Manipur, due to some strike, ban, insurgency problem and other difficulties, I and along with my friends could not celebrate these important days. But here, I have friends from Mizoram, Sikkim. They do not have such type of difficulties, and they have smooth functioning in education institutions also. I think the presence of Armed Forces Special Power Act in Manipur is also responsible for our social harmony. It affects our state also. So what is your view? As the Armed Forces Special Power Act, which badly affected our normal living peoples and students in the states? Thank you, sir.
Well, there are two competing ideas. There are two competing ideas when it comes to governance. One idea says that governance should be done in a centralized manner by one person. And another idea says that governance should be done by giving as much power to people as possible. I think a lot of the conflicts that take place in our country occur because we have not spread power to people enough. You had a conflict in Assam, and you've noticed that that conflict has disappeared over 20 years. If you came to Assam 20 years ago, 30 years ago, Assam was very much in conflict. I think the younger people here won't remember that, but I'm sure the older people here will remember that. And how did this conflict go away? Because we actually included people in discussion. We had discussions like this. We embraced people, we brought people in, and we discussed with them what their problems are. You cannot solve problems without discussion. You cannot solve problems by using force against people. There is a place to use force. There are times to use force. But you will get a solution when people come, talk, communicate with each other, and finally have the power to do what they want, have the power to fulfill their own destiny, they have the power to fulfill their dreams. So the more power we give to youngsters, the more power we give to our people, the less conflict we are going to have. That's my belief. Other people believe, for example, our opposition believes that the way to end conflict is to centralize power, to give power to one man and make him crush everybody. I don't believe that. So it's a philosophical difference. I think I am inspired by Mahatma Gandhi, and what he has said is that any conflict, regardless of how bad it is, can be resolved through affection, through love, through peace, and through talking. So I think that's the answer. And I'm pretty confident that the problem in Manipur, like the problem in Assam, can be resolved and will be resolved soon.
I think Assam stands
So
as
can
a
I
prime
ask also
example.
some questions, or is it only one way? Okay, she's got a question. We'll take her question and ask some questions.
Hello, sir. My name is Hazel Walang from Shillong. I'm currently doing my MSW.
You're doing your?
MSW, Master of Social Work.
Okay. All the girls here are doing social work. Want
No,
to do
no,
social
no.
work. Very good.
In Assam, Don Bosco. So, as you mainly focus on the agenda for change, so my question is, in which area do you want change in our society, and how do you view youth as agent for change and agent of change? Thank you.
Lot of the conversation that goes on about changing the country and improving the country is about things like infrastructure, about things like education, about things like power you mentioned. And these are all important things. But for me, all these things are only useful if our people are happy. If you have a society where you have the best roads, you have the best power, you have the best electricity, you have the best jobs, and everybody is upset, and everybody is angry, and everybody hates everybody else, then there's no point. Then there's no point calling this country India. If people in India do not feel that, look, I'm so happy, I like people around me, I don't have to fight with everybody. So for me, building a country is about that. And how do you do that? You do that by respecting people. Now, for example, what happened to a young boy who went from here, from Northeast to study, Nido, and who got killed. His parents are, his father's a Congress MLA. And they came to see me and they chatted to me. Do you think they were happy? Do you think they were happy with what happened? Do you think they will ever forget what happened? Did people in the Northeast feel that, my God, if this happened to Nido, when I go to Delhi or when I go to Bombay, this might happen to me? Did you feel that? Did you feel that, look, why is it that we are treated badly over there? That's not the kind of India I want. I don't want roads and electricity and, power if Nido goes to Delhi and is treated badly because he comes from the Northeast. We don't want an India where one religion feels that this country does not belong to them. We don't want an India where women are scared. So, at the end of the day, what we are looking for, at least, and I'm sure every single person in this room agrees, what we are looking for is empowering our people and making them happy. And the future is in your hands. I'm now 43 years old, okay? So even my future is 10, 15 years, 20 years. Your future is your whole life. So it's very important that you take this away. When you see your politicians come, and they speak angrily, and they speak with hatred, right? It is going to harm you. Anytime a politician comes and says someone is bad, right? He's hurting somebody. There's nobody who's bad in India. There are people who are angry in India because they've been treated badly, or there are people who are upset in India. But there's nobody in India that you can go to, treat nicely, and he will not turn. People in general are not bad. People get angry, people get upset, but there is no one born bad. Right? Do you get angry? When was the last time you got angry? Yesterday. What did you do?
Sir, I spoke badly to the person whoever.
You spoke badly to?
To the person who...
To the person.
Yes,
but he spoke badly, he got angry. Does it mean he's a bad person? No, he's not. You can sit down with him and say, boss, why did you speak badly? Relax, and he'll be perfectly happy to relax. But if I go as a politician and I say he's evil, and now we should destroy him, all I will do is make people angry. And a lot of the politicians do that. A lot of politicians will come and say, he's good and he's bad. And he's bad and he's bad. Then what happens? Nido happens. Because when politicians say these things, people react. And what we have to do is we have to go in India, find out those people who are angry, who are upset like he was yesterday, go to them and say, boss, relax, it's going to be all right. And you're part of this country and we love you very much. And we have to keep doing that. And this institution specializes in doing that. That is the history of this institution. And you should learn from this institution that you don't need anger. Nobody has ever built anything that has lasted on anger. Some days ago, I was watching a movie on Hitler. Right? Very angry man. You can sit if you want. Very angry man, hated the Jewish people, hated handicapped people, hated Russians, hated communists, hated. What happened? In the end, his country was reduced to dust. Right? Gandhiji, even when he wrote to Hitler, who possibly was a bad man, he wrote to him with love. He wrote to him with respect. So that's the attitude that you should have. You don't need to be angry with anybody. As young people. When we are old and then we can say, okay, I'm a bit angry.
So my name is Nadine. I'm studying social work, Master of Social Work. So my question is, do you think that cultural diversity can be the cause of what happened to Nido, Tanya in Delhi?
No. I think ignorance is the cause of what happened to Nido. There's nothing else.
We have
It is that there are people in this country who are ignorant, who do not know or are confused about what other people are. Right? Nido went to Delhi. Nido went to Delhi with aspirations, with a dream. And somebody who was ignorant, who was not able to reflect, was not able to think, caused violence on Nido. In India, historically, we are millions and millions of people with different cultures. You have a different culture, I have a different culture. We have a similar culture, but we also have differences. And that to me is our strength. The freedom movement, when we fought the British, the whole of India came together. They were different. Gandhiji looks very different than someone from the northeast or someone from Kashmir or someone from South India. But they carry with them the idea of India, that is the same. I'm very proud of people from the northeast. I'm very proud of youngsters like Nido who go to Delhi. I'm very proud of people in Delhi who come to the northeast. So we should use this, we should utilize this strength.
Rahulji, we have NIT Agartala waiting anxiously.
Like I am Shillong.
Yeah, I know, but is Agartala with us? We'll take Shillong, that's fine.
Agartala.
Okay, Agartala is back. So, can you hear us?
Sorry.
Please don't confuse us like this. Okay,
Shillong
Shillong.
is coming. Okay, Shillong.
So, am I audible there? Hello?
So, are we talking to IIM Shillong or?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. First of all, I would like to thank to you for calling IIM Shillong to be part of this discussion. Our discussion started with the question that the people from Northeast has to go to various parts of the country to find job, to do for education. But I think there is a change in the system also. After the establishment of IITs and IIMs, people from all parts of the country, from Delhi to Chennai, are here in IIM Shillong and are studying with Northeast people. So things have changed a bit, but a lot has to be done. But there is a change which I can feel. Now, having said that, I would like to focus on the Northeast part, since the 7% of the Indian geography is covered by Northeast, but still this part is lacking which it deserves, considering the resources which it has. Now, you said, sir, that the important point for all of us is to be happy. Since I believe that the happiness will only come, the main point in the happiness is when our basic needs are fulfilled. In any individual, the basic needs is nothing but food, shelter, and the clothes. So I think the first need we need to understand is to increase employability. In this sector, the Northeast region, the main thing which is disconnecting this region is the transport and communication. And this is the reason which is hampering all other sectors, be it education, be it business. Since at IIM Shillong, we have discovered the various indigenous way of business which Northeast has done. There are many things in the Northeast which can become a business opportunities. But since there is no connectivity, better connectivity, both in terms of railways or roads, so that is hindering the rural talent to go out and perform, considering the Northeast part. So that thing has to be very focused, and we need to look into it. And the third thing, the quality of education here. The people here, okay, we have an IIM, that there's a good thing, but the quality of education has to be improved a lot. And that will be done through central or state government in synergy only. And sir, you also, second point which you took is the holistic nature of India, like the business opportunities in India, and you compared with United States. Sir, the thing is that in United States, in these countries, the cost of capital is near to 0%, 1%, 2%. In India, it's like near to 10%. So this is the main factor which it hinders the entrepreneurial spirits of the young youth. So this thing we have to consider, and I think that's the main reason why India slipped down to the list of 139th nation. Our rank is 139th in the recent World Bank report of doing a business, conducive environment for business. So we need to prioritize. There are a lot of problems but we need to prioritize our problems and then need to fix it up. So what are your take on how Northeast, how your government will connect the Northeast to the world, or to, for the matter, to the rest part of India? Thank you.
Rahulji, before you answer that, I would just like to request all of you to keep yourselves brief, because there are many, many students waiting on these two blocks and in Silchar. So we can continue with.
We haven't asked anything there, and we haven't asked anything there.
Yes. Yeah. So someone
Please
from
make
here?
your question specific.
A very good morning to you, sir. My name is Shahin Wahab, and I'm pursuing BTech here at Assam Don Bosco University. The theme of this interactive session says, an agenda for change, education and nation building. So my question to you is related to this. If we, the youngster, have to bring a change to this country, so what, according to you, is the most powerful weapon? Is it a pen, a gun, or a microphone, in order to, if we intend to bring a change in this nation? Thank you.
It's the brain. Because you need the brain. But it's more than that. It is the brain, but it is also respecting other people. You're never going to build anything in this country if you think you're going to do it alone. So you have to think, you have to see what is going on, and then you have to work with other people. You'll find one of the lessons I learned very quickly in my life is that whenever something is built, it is not built by one person. If you look at this building, somebody will say the architect built this building. Somebody will say the contractor built this building. But actually the architect, the contractor, the school children who are going to use the building, the teachers, the laborers, everybody got together and built the building. If the demand for the building wasn't there, if the school children didn't want a building, there'd be no building. So if you want to do anything in life, you have to look at other people. Alone, you're just one person. And the only way you will be able to look at other people is if you respect other people. If you listen to other people, if you think about what they want. If I came here and I told you what I want, would it be useful? It mean nothing. One fellow came here, told you what he wants and left. It's a much more powerful thing to understand what we all want. How does what I want fit with what you want? And how can we together move forward? But you have to remember something. The pen, the sword, the lathi, they all need a brain to be used. Thank you. So how come you did BTech and not social work?
I was always interested in the technical line rather than going for the social.
And what do you want to do now after you finish?
After I complete my BTech, I'm planning to do my master's.
And then what job do you want to do?
It depends on, which stream I go for my master's.
And what are you thinking?
I'm actually thinking for, since I'm a student of civil engineering, so I was thinking of going for structural analysis, to do my master's in structural analysis.
Very good.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Rahulji, we have someone waiting here.
Hello, sir.
For a very long time.
Sir, my name is Praveen Kumar Pandey. I am from EC branch. So my question is that nowadays we are seeing that there is lots of cases of rapes and molestation against the women. So do you think, can you reduce this with the help of education? And if yes, how can it be done?
Excuse me, sir. My name is Shah Alam. I am from Bibora College. मेरा क्वेश्चन ऐसा है कि महात्मा गांधी का एक सपना था कि राम राज्य शांति और लव के द्वारा एक राम राज्य गठन करे, लेकिन आज अगर असम में देखा जाए सबसे बड़ा अशांति का कारण है जातीय, और इधर की जो जाति और जनजाति है उस सब अपने अपने ऑटोनोमस काउंसिल और स्टेट की मांग कर रहा है। इस समस्या के समाधान के लिए, अस्थायी समाधान के लिए आप लोग क्या करेंगे?
सबसे पहले उनका सवाल था शिलोंग का, तो एक सेकंड में मैं उसका जवाब दे देता हूं, फिर आपके पास आता हूं। जो आपने, sorry, Shillong?
Shillong, can you
Shillong.
hear us?
Okay. Can you hear me, Shillong?
Yes.
The question you asked about connectivity, where are they?
Now Silchar has come on.
Okay, Silchar
Shillong,
has come.
Shillong,
Okay,
Shillong,
Shillong.
Shillong.
Welcome
Yes,
back,
yes, we
Shillong.
can hear you.
The question you asked about connectivity, I think the reason Bombay does well, or the reason Delhi does well, reason Bangalore does well, reason Hyderabad does well is because they are very well connected. And if there's one reason that the energy of the people of the Northeast is not utilized, it is connectivity of the Northeast. And I think over the next, we've been doing a lot of work over the last 5-10 years. We've done a lot of work here with connecting villages. We've done a lot of work in the country with highways. But I think we need to be much more aggressive in connecting the Northeast, in making sure that Northeastern people can move between states in the Northeast and can move between the rest of the country. Also, cases like the Nido case are barriers to movement. People feel uncomfortable that I don't want to go because I'm scared. So we have to reduce those type of barriers as well. And we have to create a Northeast which is connected so that goods can move, people can move, so that the productivity that you have can actually be used to take these states forward. Your question about respect for women. See, people focus when there is a rape case. The entire country gets up and focuses on the rape case. And that is very important, because these type of things should be punished. But what we don't focus on is the everyday problems that women face. Have you ever traveled in a bus? Was it a comfortable journey? Are you treated with respect on the street? When you're walking around the street, do you feel comfortable at night if you were to walk alone?
It's not comfortable. I mean, whenever we go travel by city
Speak louder,
bus,
speak louder.
Whenever we travel by city bus, we used to scare, like, we don't feel comfortable because there are people, there are guys who used to touch each and, I mean, part of, they used to take the advantage of that whenever there is a crowded city bus. And also during the night, they feel that girls are weaker than men, so they used to, torture, I mean, they used to treat her as a weaker.
As
so,
a weak, yes.
Yeah, weak. So that's why what happened, we don't go usually at night. We don't, after 6 o'clock, we don't get out of a hostel. So it's very risky for us. So
50% of this country is women. And if you were to ask any one of these women, anybody in this room, any woman in this room, whether they feel comfortable on a bus, whether they can walk around at night comfortably, whether they feel that India treats them equal to men, every single one of them would answer, no, it does not. Every single one of them would answer that when I walk around the street at night, I feel scared. Every single one of them would answer that I'm not represented enough in the political system. There's 50% women. How many women do you see in parliament? How many women do you see in the Vidhan Sabhas? How many women do you see in business? So it is not only about rape. Rape is the extreme manifestation. It is that they are suffering every single day. How many women are killed in this country when they're born? Feticide. In my mind, I have enough experience, 42 years experience, I know that women are actually smarter than men. They're more intelligent than men, they're more capable than men. Okay, and then we spend our whole time in this country, every day, disrespecting them. And we talk about superpower, we'll make a superpower. It's complete nonsense. There is no way this country will ever be a superpower. If a young girl, what's your name? If Kakoli is feeling scared to go in the bus, how can you call yourself a superpower if a young girl who wants to build this country is scared to go in the bus? And people make it all about rape. That is a physical rape. Every day women are facing trouble. Every day women are being insulted. Every day women are feeling hurt. Why don't we talk about that? Why don't we talk about her when she feels scared to walk out of this room? And she's not alone, by the way. We do this not only to women. We do it to 50% of our women. We do it to our poor people. We do it to our weak people. Anybody who's weak in India has this, in one way or the other. And this is what we have to fight. And we distract everybody. Nobody wants to fight this battle. Nobody wants to say that women are being insulted every single day. But we'll put it in the newspaper when a woman is raped. It's very important that it goes in the newspaper. It's very important that people are punished. But what about her? What about 500 million women in this country who every day go on the bus and are scared? Or every day they go to an interview, they're treated badly. You can expect that. When you go to an interview, I'm sorry to say it, but if you're a man and you're a woman, you can expect to be discriminated. You can expect to be discriminated when you're working. Why don't we talk about that? See, our leaders go up, make big statements, superpower, superpower, ban jayega superpower. What superpower? I would rather that she is treated better on a bus than that we become a superpower. Sorry to get angry, but I'm emotional about this. Because I've been brought up in a family where women are treated well. They are powerful. My father treated my sister exactly the same as me. My grandmother was the boss of my family. My father listened to my grandmother. So that is where I come from. And I think the boys should think about this. Because at the end of the day, my friends, it is the boys who treat them badly. And I'm sure some of you in this room have done it. Haha, yes. So this is a message to you also, that these are jewels. These are 50% of the country. These are mothers, these are sisters. Thank you. Sorry about that.
Sir.
Sir. You'll be happy to know that our Honorable Chief Minister is one of the few, I think, who's commissioned a commando of a women's force called Virangana in Assam. And we have the privilege, they look after us very well on the streets of Guwahati. I would like to invite you to talk with NIT Agartala. Can you hear us?
Hello.
NIT Agartala?
I didn't answer his question.
Hello.
NIT Agartala.
NIT Silchar, can you hear us?
Hello.
Okay.
Hello. Yeah, this is NIT Silchar.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah, this is NIT Silchar. We extend a hearty welcome to Sri Rahul Gandhi, Honorable Member of Parliament. We are privileged that Sri Gandhi has invited us to interact with him on the challenging and burning issue of the agenda for the future, education and nation building, which is engaging the attention of everyone in a liberalized and egalitarian society.
I can't understand.
We are fortunate to listen to Sri Gandhi on the issue.
We cannot understand anything you're saying.
You know, I would request NIT Silchar to give a student an opportunity to
No, we
speak.
can't understand what you're saying, sir.
We can't hear you.
So you have to speak slowly.
Can we please ask one of the students to ask a
You are
question.
most welcome to NIT Silchar.
NIT Silchar?
Yeah.
Are you?
We
Please
are,
ask.
I'm just now, that means passing the mic to, that means my student, means who will interact. Saxena Devi.
Welcome you, sir. Rahul, sir. So my question is, being an engineer in software field in CSE, so my question is not is like software industries and IT companies. So for us to be employed in IT industries and software, I would like to ask, like you to. Sir, it's me, Hitangram Saxena Devi. I am from NIT Silchar. I am in MTech CSE in the last year.
Sir, my question is, I would like you to suggest something to implement, to increase the employment opportunities in software industries and IT companies, which Northeast is lacking. In Northeast, there are a minimum number of software industries or IT companies.
I think your question was whether we should create opportunities for IT companies to go where you are. Is that correct?
To build up new software industries and IT companies, particularly in the Northeast area.
I think, yes, I think absolutely we should do. I think we should do everything that we can to bring IT companies to where you are in Silchar.
So one more question. Whenever we have to give any competitive examinations, say for example IBPS, we have to travel to Guwahati from any part of the Northeast. We have to give exam there. So sir, being most of the people in, so to say, in Manipur, so we are facing economic problem. So sir, we can't go there. We can't go there to Guwahati for giving those exams. So sir, please suggest something to allow us to give those exams in Manipur.
I think this is the point that I raised earlier, which is that we should do whatever we can to make the education system comfortable for you. Now she's saying she has to go travel a long distance to do an exam. These are exactly the type of things that we have to look at. The education system should be centered around the student and around the teacher. It should be centered to make the teacher comfortable, to train the teacher to teach, and the student comfortable to learn, the student comfortable to fulfill his dream. So I think you're absolutely right. We should do whatever we can to make sure that it's easier for you to take your exams. And I'm sorry because we couldn't hear you very well. What was your question? You had asked a question.
It will be the last question, Rahulji. So the Vice President of the Guwahati University.
सर अगर असम में आज देखा जाए तो सबसे बड़ा हिंसा का कारण है यहाँ के जो जातियाँ और जनजातियाँ अपनी अपनी ऑटोनोमस काउंसिल और स्टेट की मांग कर रहा है। इस समाधान के इस समस्या के स्थायी समाधान के लिए आप लोग क्या व्यवस्था लेंगे? क्या असम को फिर से डिवाइड कर देंगे और कुछ अलग व्यवस्था लेंगे?
लड़ाई जब होती है जब किसी व्यक्ति की बात नहीं सुनी जाती है। अगर आप मुझसे सवाल पूछ रहे हो और मैं आपको कहूं भैया मैं सवाल का जवाब नहीं देना चाहता तो लड़ाई होगी। अगर मैंने आपसे बातचीत की और आपको जवाब दिया, शायद आपको जवाब अच्छा नहीं लगेगा मगर आपको लगेगा कि भैया जवाब तो दिया। तो लड़ाई क्यों होती है? जब सुनवाई नहीं होती है, जब कोई ना कोई दो लोगों के बीच में मिसकम्युनिकेशन होता है या आप कुछ चाहते हो मैं आपको देना नहीं चाहता। जात सिर्फ उसका मैनिफेस्टेशन है। अगर हम लोगों को पावर दें, इंडिविजुअल को पावर दें, पॉलिटिकल पार्टी में इंडिविजुअल को पावर दें, तो जात का सवाल उठेगा ही नहीं। हम क्या करते हैं? हम इंडिविजुअल को पावर नहीं देना चाहते और वो हमें करना चाहिए। अब आपके यहां कैंडिडेट चुना जाता है, आपको साल में 5 साल में एक बार वोट देने का अधिकार दिया जाता है, मगर आपसे पूछा जाता है भैया ये आपका कौन कैंडिडेट अच्छा है या नहीं? किसी ने आपसे पूछा? नहीं। तो जितनी भी मैनिफेस्टो बनता है पार्टी का, कोई आपसे पूछता है? कोई आता है आपके पास कहता है भैया तुम्हें क्या चाहिए? तो एक बार हमने ये काम शुरू किया कि आप क्या चाहते हो, इंडिविजुअल क्या चाहता है, लड़की क्या चाहती है, तो फिर आप अपनी बात करना शुरू करोगे। अगर हम किसी से नहीं पूछते तो फिर आप कहोगे भैया मेरी बात को कोई सुन नहीं रहा है तो मैं अपनी जात को ले जाता हूं, मैं अपने ट्राइब को ले जाता हूं। तो जितनी पावर हमने आप लोगों को दी उतनी कम लड़ाई होगी। जितनी पावर हमने गुवाहाटी में रखी, दिल्ली में रखी, उतनी लड़ाई ज्यादा होगी। इस बात को चीफ मिनिस्टर साहब बहुत अच्छी तरह समझते हैं। उन्होंने असम में शांति इसी प्रकार लाई।
Sir.
Last question.
NIT Agartala has been waiting for very long. We'll take one last question from them. NIT Agartala. Can you hear us? We can't hear you.
Hello. Hello.
NIT
Hello.
Agartala.
Yeah, good morning, ma'am. Am I audible? Hello.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, good morning, sir. First of all, there were so many things discussed, as you already mentioned, that we have problems regarding the assets in Northeast, like books and alls. We have problems regarding the assets of laboratories and all. So, and we have less number of people participating in the education system of Northeast, like professors and all. So, the thing is that we have so many problems, and the only solution for all these problems is the connectivity. So until and unless this broad gauge and more number of crafts are not being provided to Northeast.
I can't understand what you're saying. You have to say it slowly.
Okay, sir. There are so many problems with us people. We have less number of professors, we have less number of assets, we have less number of activity, and these all things are near about related to the connectivity problem. There are solutions for it until and unless this broad gauge of train and the more number of crafts are being provided to our region like Northeast, we can have two solutions for it. One thing is that we can have a memorandum of understanding signed with different universities so that we can get assets from different universities in spite of being in Northeast India also. And the second thing is that we should have an interaction cell which are given to the each state or more specifically to the each institute so that whenever we want to, we can interact with the people like in Guwahati or in Calcutta. These are the two solutions which can be worked out in order to resolve at least 60 to 70% problem related to connectivity.
Yes, I think those are very good suggestions. I think the single biggest problem in the Northeast is the connectivity problem. Whether it's connectivity by road, by rail or by aeroplane. The other problem that we've already mentioned is the fact that when Northeastern people go to the rest of the country, they feel uncomfortable because they are sometimes treated bad, and in particular the women. So I think these are the two areas that we really need to focus on. I'd like to just conclude by saying a couple of things to you. I'm going to ask one or two questions. Who would like to take my question? Okay. Do you think this is a very, very good institution? I know the history of this institution. But do you think in India, we teach our children to understand and think or to remember?
Actually, both are being taught, but most of the time the students take the easy path and they tend to remember the things and memorize the things up rather than understanding the actual meaning of the situation and how to find the solution.
Yeah. So I think one of the things that we have to change is our education system, and this institution is possibly an exception. But a lot of our institutions are just teaching people how to remember things. And all you do is you spend your time learning for an exam, you remember the exam, and then once the exam is over, finished. And that is something we have to change. In order to change that, we have to change the way our education system is designed. It has to become much more student-based. It has to become big. The education institutions need to be given much more support. They need to be connected to the rest of the country. They need to be connected to industry. They need to be connected to the government system. They need to be connected to the legal system. So it needs to become a network. If you look at a modern university, it is much more like a network than like a simple teaching institution. Speak louder.
So, do you think that everyone should work in a group and it's said as if unity is strength? So, do you think the reservation and the caste reservation is hindering the group membership and in a particular work for development of the country?
Let's look at this.
Excuse me, sir. I have to say something in the same perspective. As you say that the youth, now you're looking for a youth for the future of the country. So as we know, this reservation system, it has been recently said that it should continue. So if the reservation system continues, the youth will definitely be it will be embarrassed in their mind that they have social partitions in our country. So how will the youth work in a unity if they have social partitions?
And so most of the time we find that even a child of a rickshawala is in a general caste, and he is not getting such opportunities for higher education. So what if you will do as if for eradication of this problem for the betterment and for the development of the country?
So let's do this. This is a conversation, right? So let us do this. Is there somebody here who comes from the SC community? SC, ST, yeah. What do you feel?
So, sir, as a law student, I am a law student, I know my rights. But sir, somewhere down the lane, not legally, but still socially, sir, somewhere, sir, the stigma lies there in the certain tag.
But do you think reservations helps your community?
Personally, I feel that the creamy layer system should be given because now I am educated. I am capable enough, so I can give opportunity to my my children. So I don't think that they should take, because they are now at par with the forward caste.
But the question is not that. The question is a different question. The question is,
sorry, can you please?
Yeah, I'll tell you the question. He is saying that reservation is not good, and I'm asking you, from your community's perspective, what do you think of that?
Brother, can I answer?
Of course.
Brother, I feel that first you should know the history behind the everything, why this particular system have been introduced in our constitution, why the framers of our constitution had inserted this thing in the constitution. Because somewhere, something was misbalanced. In order to bring the balance, this thing was inserted. So my dear friend, first, let us together, we should have a look into it, that some changes is to be needed or not. What is the need of the hour? If it is necessary, then we should go for it. But I personally feel, till now also, there are villages. Recently, I went to Pune. There was a program called Shodh. In that program, so when we went to the villages, we saw by ourselves that there is a pond. It's an interior village in Pune. We saw there in the pond, the upper caste people, they are taking the water, but the lower caste people, they are not allowed. The stream that came down, they were allowed to take the water from there. So in present day also, this system is existing. So serious thoughts is to be needed. We need to look at a different angle, as you have said, that with love and compassion.
So let me ask you a question. The young lady there is treated badly in a bus. He is saying that he's seen a village in India where one community is not allowed to drink water. What do you think of that?
Excuse me?
After so many years of independence, we say we are modernized. If something like caste system is holding us back, how can we progress then?
See, why did I go to ask that person the question? Because there are actually two different views in this room. There is your view and there is his view. Right? Now, what is the actual problem? One second. The actual problem is that there are not enough seats available for everybody in this country. The actual problem is that there is a supply issue with regards to the number of universities and colleges. Now there are two options. Either you can have a fight with him, or we can build more colleges. And I think it's a good idea for you to discuss with him his view and your view. But I think it's a good idea that we build more colleges and build more schools and make education available for everybody.
So don't you feel that after so many years of independence, there is a lack of distribution system? As if all those facilities and all those are not going to everyone and in every hands, in every respect.
I think India, you see, sometimes we forget what India is and how big India is. Okay, one second. How many people are there on this planet? Do you know how many people are there on this planet? How many billion? 6 billion. How many of those people are Indian? 1.3. So if you take the whole planet and there are 6 people standing, 1.2 is going to be an Indian. Do you think that is a small number? Now this country has taken 1.2 out of 6 people and is growing it faster than anybody else. Don't underestimate the problems that this country has. This country has huge problems and this country is massive. This country is 3 times Europe. Sometimes leaders from Europe come to me and they say, oh, you know, this is not happening, and I say to them, listen, we have one state in our country that is 3 times your country. So realize the size of this place. All the problems are not going to be fixed in 5 days. And they're only going to be fixed if we give you power. If we listen to you and we give you the ability to change them. Do we have to conclude?
We have very little time, but
Sir.
one last question
Sir.
from the
Okay.
law faculty. I insist here.
Sir,
Just
sir.
because I'll request that this be the last question because of a very tight
sir.
schedule. Thank
Sir,
you.
first of all, very welcome to Guwahati from Guwahati University. Sir, my question to you is, if UPA forms a government in this state, and what's UPA vision for Northeast and especially for Assam? And what about education system in Assam? Last time, opposition Prime Minister had told about establishing sports authority, sports university, and a petroleum university in Assam. What's about UPA's view about it?
One second now, I have to conclude.
We have
I'm going
very
to have to
little
finish
time.
this.
I think we'll have to
I'm running very
conclude
late,
with
so
this
I'll have to
question.
answer this question. So, what do we need to do for the Northeast?
And especially for Assam, sir.
And Assam. Number 1, focus on connectivity. Number 2, we have constructed now the Delhi-Mumbai, Mumbai-Chennai, and Delhi-Calcutta corridors. These are going to be the backbone of manufacturing jobs. So large numbers of companies are going to have access to this infrastructure, and they are going to start producing large numbers of manufacturing jobs. So here we have to focus on infrastructure, we have to focus on educational institutions, we have to focus on vocational training. And for the rest of the country, as far as Northeastern people are concerned, we have to ensure them that when they travel to the rest of the country, when she travels to the rest of the country, they are treated with respect, and if anybody does not treat them with respect, there is going to be a price to pay for them. So those are the things that I think we need to do. I think we also need to give you political power. We need to decentralize political power, and we need to give you a voice in your government. I want students from this college to become MLAs, to become MPs, to become the chief minister, to become the prime minister of this country. Because it's you who are the future, and you are the people who are going to make it happen. Thank you very much. It's been an honor for me to come here. I have to go, unfortunately. I have to run because I've got now 3 minutes late and I've got to go.
We're terribly short of time.
You can ask me on my way out.
Excuse me, sir.
Thank you
Sir.
very much.